Facebook rapist Thabo Bester demands a laptop and better jail conditions in court. Hundreds killed as Israel launches waves of deadly attacks on Gaza.
These remarks were unacceptable to the United States, not just to the president, but to every American.
The US slams Ibrahim Rasool's comments about Donald Trump and white supremacy. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
Mineral and Petroleum Resources Minister Mantashe has admitted he has no sympathy for illegal miners who get trapped underground. He said it was false to claim that government refused to rescue Zamazamas from the Buffelsfontein gold mine in Stilfontein in the northwest, and that 98 people had died because of delays on the part of government.
Minister Mantashe says he's impressed by the work of Operation Valo Mgodi and it's starting to show results. But he says it's untrue government had to be forced by an order of court obtained by NGOs to rescue trapped miners in Stilfontein. He says plans were already in motion and government can't be blamed for the deaths.
If you take a risk voluntarily and you enter a dangerous place voluntarily, consequence thereof cannot be a responsibility of somebody else.
Mantashe says the mine is also not abandoned and the owners have been tracked down to China. But he says he has no proof that illegal miners are hired by mining companies to extract minerals from miner deposits.
I'm not a sympathizer of illegal miners. I must declare that. I don't sympathize with them.
He says the mine owners will be held responsible for the 3.5 million rand rescue mission. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
The United States Department says it regards Ambassador Ibrahim Rasool's comments about the country as unacceptable and obscene. Spokesperson Tammy Bruce says Rasool disrespected not only President Donald Trump, but all Americans. Rasool yesterday lost his diplomatic immunity and privileges in the country and will have to leave by Friday after telling an African relations seminar Trump's government is operating from a position of white supremacy.
These remarks were unacceptable to the United States, not just to the president, but to every American. They were pretty much obscene.
Bruce also says its current review of its South Africa policy has been prompted by the country's growing relationship with Russia and Iran.
They have taken also, the South African government, aggressive positions toward the United States and its allies, including accusing Israel, not Hamas, of genocide.
Convicted killer and rapist Thabo Bester has taken his bid to have access to a laptop and to challenge the alleged poor conditions of his imprisonment to the Constitutional Court. Bester has approached the Apex Court for leave to appeal a judgment by the Free State High Court. This legal tussle is playing out parallel to his main escape matter, where he's accused of fleeing the Mangaung prison in May 2022.
Convicted killer and rapist Thabo Bester is taking his bid for better prison conditions and access to a laptop to the Constitutional Court. Bester has approached the Apex Court for direct access after failing to get to the Free State High Court to make a ruling on his plea. At the heart of this case is that Bester claims Correctional Services has kept him in solitary confinement and has denied him the opportunity to consult with his lawyers. He wanted the criminal court in the Free State to rule on this. But in a judgment handed down last month, the court ruled that Bester's matter, where he argues for the right to a fair trial, is civil in nature. Now, Bester's lawyers have petitioned the Constitutional Court for direct access, saying the issues he's raising are constitutional in nature. He also says it would be a travesty of justice if the High Court judgment is left unchallenged. It's unclear whether Bester will be granted access to the Apex Court. Eyewitness News.
A Middlepost resident and state witness, Paulina Chosa, has testified she witnessed Kelly Smith angrily pulling her daughter, Joslin Smith, into their shack the night before the child went missing. Chosa told the court she saw Kelly having an ugly argument with Stefano van Rijn outside their shack that night and says she reported what she witnessed to police after Joslin went missing because of what she saw. Chosa told her colleague, quote, "This child's mother must tell the truth. This child did not disappear." Former accused turned state witness Laurentia Lombard has also been cross-examined today. Smith, her boyfriend Jacqueline Apollos, and his friend Stefano van Rijn are on trial for Joslin's disappearance. The accused face charges of kidnapping and human trafficking in the Western Cape High Court.
State witness Laurentia Lombard is back in the dock today to face questions from lawyers for Kelly Smith, Jacqueline Apollos and Stefano van Rijn. During her testimony, Lombard implicated all of the accused for being complicit in Smith's alleged plan to sell Joslin to a Sankoma for 20,000 rand. Defense attorney Fani Haremse questioned Lombard today about her boyfriend Ayanda Letoni and whether he knew Joslin. Lombard told the court Letoni, who left Saldanha Bay shortly after Joslin went missing, only knew the child because she would sometimes come visit Lombard at their home in Middelpos. She previously told the court Letoni was a drug dealer who stopped selling drugs in 2023. The trial continues. Carlo Peterson, Eyewitness News, Western Cape High Court in Saldanha Bay.
The Gauteng government has set aside more than 5 billion rand towards the settling of its e-toll debt. Earlier today, the budget for the 2025-26 financial year was presented before the Gauteng legislature. Last year, the provincial government scrapped the e-toll system on Gauteng roads. Following the scrapping, the Gauteng government agreed to pay 30% of the total 43 billion rand owed to the SA National Roads Agency. The Gauteng government says new calculations to determine the share of budget will see it lose more than 6 billion rand in the next 3 financial years.
2024 to 2029, Gauteng government budget is less by 51 billion rands. And why? The cuts related to equitable share as a result of the performance of the economy.
Israel has ended a 2-month ceasefire with a wave of deadly attacks on Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Israel Katz have confirmed that they've ordered the fresh strikes on the already battered Gaza Strip. More than 400 people have been killed in the attacks after midnight, many of them women and children. The Israeli army has also threatened residents of several areas in Gaza to evacuate immediately. Israel accuses Hamas of repeatedly refusing to release hostages and rejecting proposals of a ceasefire by mediators. The United Nations rights chief says, quote, "I'm horrified by last night's Israeli airstrikes and shelling in Gaza." Volker Turk said in a statement, adding that, quote, "This will add tragedy onto tragedy." The Democratic Alliance is calling on President Cyril Ramaphosa to intervene in the ban on cannabis-based foodstuff, citing the economic harm it can bring to the country. Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi recently gazetted regulations banning the sale, importing and manufacturing of cannabis-infused food products. According to Michelle Clark, DA spokesperson on health, the ban disregards public consultation and the voices of business and health experts and threatens more than 1,400 licensed businesses and about 400 small, medium and micro enterprises.
With the global hemp seed market booming, this regulation threatens South Africa's vibrant hemp industry.
The Stormers have named a 30-man squad for their 2-match tour of Wales and Northern Ireland, where they'll play United Rugby Championship matches against Scarlets and Ulster, respectively. The Cape franchise has been boosted by the return of Springbok stars Damian Willemse and Sasha Feinberg Ngomezulu from lengthy injury layoffs. Lock Connor Evans and wing Suleiman Hartzenberg have also recovered from injuries and have been included in the squad. There are 6 rounds of fixtures remaining this season, and the Stormers are currently in 12th place on the table, but within touching distance of the playoff positions. That's it from us. We'll see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, don't forget to download the EWN app.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.